Good morning. I'm rearranging my office a little bit, so I thought I'd let you have a little different view of the place where I work. Anyway, I have been so encouraged and inspired by your stories about your volunteering experience. Wow. Uh, for the most part, you each had a great opportunity, and I appreciated so much your gracious but evaluative comments about the ministry where you served. Wonderful. And part of that goal was to just expand our box beyond where we're at in our local ministry to see what else God is doing in our community. And many of you achieved that goal. And I just say, thank you, Jesus. That's part of my passion as I work with you through this class. I also want to say thank you to those of you who have already turned in assignments early. You bless my soul and help me with my workload. Our reading this week is primarily in Center Church, Keller's book, chapter 6 to 9. We also have the first two chapters of Corbett Fickert's book, Helping Without Hurting in Short-Term Missions. It's a great book that helps us to continue to think about the matter of how do we help without hurting. Now, my goal is not to squelch mission trips or benevolence. My goal is to help us to think through how do we truly help when we do help without causing damage to the people. One of you wrote in your assignment for last week that you felt like you were really stimulating an ongoing dependence upon free food. That's something serious to think about. We also have the short video by John Piper that says, don't contextualize the gospel. I'm also going to include the first two chapters of another book that Robert Lupton wrote. The theme of the book is that if we are going to help people move the chart on poverty and to get alleviate poverty, we need to move beyond relief. We need to establish rehabilitation, but if it's going to be a long-term development, they need to have a personal job where they can earn income to become independent out of poverty. The first two chapters just whet my appetite, and the rest of the book develops it. But I want to encourage you to think through some of those matters. So our assignment this week is to deal with that statement, a 3-page paper about Corbett Fickert's statement that is there in the assignment. And then our discussion board is to wrestle with the concept that Keller and John Piper talk about. John Piper says, don't contextualize the gospel. Now, that's only 5 minutes out of a longer presentation, so take that in mind. Keller says we must contextualize the gospel to our ministry setting if we are going to effectively minister the gospel. How do we combine those two concepts? And how, more importantly, how do we put that into practice into our own ministry setting? Now, I'm not looking for 1, 2, 3 that I have written on the inside of my hand, but I want you to wrestle with that. How am I going to work through contextualizing the gospel message without compromising the gospel message? There's no easy answer, but I look forward to reading your discussions on that. Have a wonderful week. God bless you.